This is the VELITES or VELITES pack combat review. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to review the VELITES skipping ropes for you guys. Not just the normal speed rope, but that includes, they're like slightly heavier 4mm cable, they're super heavy duty rope, they're heavy duty handles, and all of their interchangeable handle parts that are included when you buy this combo pack. So if you are looking for a pack of skipping ropes that will help you get better at CrossFit like skipping movement, or if you're just looking to improve your skipping, double unders, heavy double unders, crossovers, all that sort of stuff, don't go anywhere because this is the perfect video for you. Weeks ago I bought VELITES Jump Rope Earth 2.0 plus weights plus cables pack, which I'm going to show you what it includes, exactly how it works, how it gets put together, how to cut the rope, how to make it work exactly for you, and provide all of my thoughts at the end of the video of what I think of all of these skipping ropes, whether I recommend them, whether I think that you guys should get them, and whether I think that they're good for like beginner, advanced, intermediate levels. So firstly, let's talk about the setup of these skipping ropes and handles. So when you get the package in the rope, it all comes in like little individual packages, like this, and with the ropes obviously as well, which include, so you get it all like separately packaged, including the Earth 2.0 jump rope with 4mm cable, the 2.5mm speed rope cable, the 8mm monster heavy cable, standards weight pack 2 times 50 grams and 2 times 100 grams, the heavy weights pack, which is 2 times 200 grams, and a large and small carrier bag for your skipping ropes so that you have somewhere nice to put your skipping ropes and like fold them away nicely so that they look good and stay good in your bag without getting like all muddled up. They're actually really nice bags. This is the smaller bag, so it like has like a little sticky thing, and then you can put your rope in there. The slightly bigger bag, which will put where your heavy rope goes or the other ropes. This is like more of like the accessible bag where you would just put the rope that you use every day. And this is the slightly bigger version of that exact bag where you can put your heavy rope, the handles, the weights, everything fits in these nice little compartments, which are provided for free when you buy this pack. Obviously not free because it's included within the price, but they chuck it in as free because you're buying the pack. All of their ropes come pretty much the same colors. It's the handles that change colors. So I bought the black handles, but you can get these in red, camo, and silver. Yeah, in red, camo, and silver. So what changes is basically this bit here changes. All of this like ropes stay the same color. They're pretty uniform across all of their ranges. Wow. So everything that comes in the pack when you buy this pack all fits together. Now this is one of the main selling points of these skipping ropes, is that everything sort of pieces together. So when you buy one rope, you essentially get one normal speed rope with the handles, and the handles make it also so that it is also the heavier rope. So you have all of the different compartments to make the one skipping rope, loads of different skipping ropes. Now I just want to give a word of caution when unpacking the bits of the skipping rope. So when we were unpacking the bits of the skipping rope, it took us ages to figure out that some bits of the handles actually come apart for you to be able to fit it properly. So example, this is the 200 gram handle. Yeah, so these are the 200 gram handles. On one of the ones, like on one of these, in order for it to fit properly, we had to take out this little plastic bit that was hidden on the inside of this handle for it to then fit properly on the actual handle like that. So just a word of caution when you are unpacking it, if it doesn't seem like it's working, just check the inside rim of the top bit and just pull out this little plastic notch. Just a word of caution, I got very confused and very agitated. So just before we talk about the setup, I just want to talk about what I use each individual rope for. So obviously the speed rope, which is the thin, small 2.5 cable, which comes in red, that's the one that you will use for your normal double unders. And with that, you'll just use the normal handle without any weights as like the handle. Now, I personally then use the yellowy green cable for anything that's crossovers or double under crossovers. I find that the heavier rope really helps me to get like a rhythm with them and helps me understand where the rope is more, so that I'm then able to execute the skills better. So that's what I use that one for. And then the other weights, I didn't ever like just use the 50 grams or 100 grams, I went in straight away with the 200, 150 grams to use it as like a full heavy cable. The good thing about it, when you use the monster cable, the 8mm cable, which is this thick boy, is that you can adjust the weight of the handle so that it makes it easier to learn like how to do it at the beginning, but also you can then just have everything that you need to like accelerate it to the weight and everything that you need it for if it were to be like heavy dumbbell unders in a competition or something like that. That's one of the really great things about this rope, is that it is super adjustable for you to kind of taper it to whatever level you are at. If you feel like you can do heavy but not really heavy, you can change the rope, or you can change the weight that is in the handles to either just the 50 gram ones, just the 100 grams, the 150 grams, just the 200, or all of the weights together. So how do you set up these ropes to work for you? Now, the general guide when you're setting up a rope is to stand tall, put the rope under 1 foot and drag it up to just like your nipple height or chest height. Word of caution, I would say that is a great way to do it, but what I would do is just cut it longer than what you think you're gonna need it for and then try it out. The biggest thing that you can do that would be a big mistake would be to cut the rope too short, because then you can't add back onto the rope. You can always cut off, but you can't add back on. Now, when I first started doing double unders and heavy double unders, it helps to have the rope a little bit longer than what like most professionals or people who are really good at them is, because the shorter the rope, the less leeway there is for you to make mistakes, because the wider your arms go, the longer the ropes need to be. But people say that you should keep your arms narrow when doing heavy double unders or double unders, because that's like the proper technique. But obviously when you're learning, just know that, give yourself a little bit more leeway with the length, because it might actually help you out, and then you can always adjust it further later on down the line. Yeah, so that's just what I would suggest. Make sure to leave a little bit on, because you can't add back on. So just cut long, don't cut short. You will need one of these annoyingly stupid big tools.
What's one of those called?
Pliers?
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to come up with a fun name like
No.
something.
Rope cutters, because the rope is super thick inside. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know about the VELITES ropes, how to set it up, what I thought of like the setup, how to use it, and what I use them for. Now, just like my personal review of the VELITES ropes. Now, personally, I never really got to grips with their speed rope, which is the thin red rope. I found that because it was so light, it was really hard for me to kind of like get to grips with where the rope was. And because I was quite early on in the stage of learning how to double under, I needed a slightly heavier rope to be able to kind of gauge where it is and like have more feedback from what my wrist is doing.
Because this bit, because the rope isn't heavy enough, this bit's sort of just like...
Yeah, it clonks about. Yeah. Whereas with the other ones, because the rope is heavy enough, this sort of follows the rope. Because this is so light, it's like you can feel this not able to catch up. Horrible. So I didn't get along well with the speed rope with the handles. I think you'll notice that like it's super responsive. So where I was like being more aggressive, because it's the like some of the first times I was doing double unders, being so aggressive meant that the rope was going so quickly that there was no way I was going to be able to jump that quick. So I don't recommend this with the speed rope for people who are just learning how to double under. I personally found it better to have a handle that was less responsive, which I end up using the upside down, the railing handles, which are just like this, and you just put the skipping rope into these holes. It's less responsive, but still very responsive. Like you can see that this like turns really well. And then the rope that they provide with that, which is this speed rope here, it's just slightly heavier, slightly less responsive, and it helped me understand how to double under a little bit better. I personally just didn't get along very well with the speed rope. However, while saying that, using the 4mm cable, so this cable with this handle, helped me so much to learn how to do crossovers and double under crossovers, which I'm still learning right now. But this thicker, heavier rope means that when you're doing crossovers, it's a lot easier for the rope to kind of do what you want it to do, because there's less like, it's less like stringy and it gets less knotted. So I find that super helpful to learn those kind of skills. So for crossovers and double under crossovers, this rope is really good for when you're learning. Now finally, the heavy rope, or like the heavy handles that go with this, as well as the monster rope. Now, the great thing and the main selling point about VELITES is that when you buy the rope, it all comes like packaged together. So you don't have to have like a heavy rope and then a normal rope and then a slightly heavier rope. It all like comes as a package, and you can then add it on, take it off. So you have just one rope that does all the ropes. Like that is the main selling point of VELITES. I don't think that there is anybody else who does them like that, and that like it all sort of twists on and like twists back on and clicks in so well. I think that they're the only ones who've kind of mastered that kind of rope situation. I also forgot to say that within the skipping rope, they give you like the tool in the skipping rope. So if ever you need to undo it or whatever, you don't have to keep this stupid little piece of metal with you. You can literally just unscrew part of the skipping rope and you can undo it and screw it back on. That's another thing that I really like about the skipping rope. So I think that in terms of like having something that just makes sense in terms of keeping it in your bag and having less equipment and it being cheaper, I think this is probably one of the best options. At €129.99, yes, it is quite an investment because that's quite expensive for some skipping ropes, but just know that once you buy it, you don't have to buy any more ropes. This is as far as it gets. Like you get a light one, a medium one, a heavy one. The heavy handles, the slightly like less heavy, it all encompasses in one. And that's also, by the way, £164, and right now it's on offer at the time this video goes up, so you can get this pack for only £110.99. Bargain. So other people such as Pixel do make heavy ropes, but as I said, this is the only rope where it's like clip it in, have one rope that does all the ropes, which is why I would highly recommend it. I think that for people who are beginners, as I said earlier, not so sure about the speed rope, but again, that's just a personal preference. But as for every other rope that's included and the heavy handles and the weights, everything works really well. It's really good quality and I cannot recommend them enough. One of the other good things about them is that VELITES seem to be the rope that competitions use. So if you go to a competition and they have heavy double unders, this is the rope that you'll have. Pretty sure. Don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure. So just know that if you get this, then you know that when you go to a competition, you don't have to worry about the fact that it's going to be a rope that you've not used before or something that you're not sure of. So this particular rope is great for that. So if you guys have any further questions, just pop them in the comments below. I hope that I answered all of the questions. If there's any other product reviews that you would like me to do, again, just pop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.
Whee! Just you can just use that bit now.
That's
give me a using the tool. Oh no. Using the tool bicep shot. Ooh. Thumbnail. I mean, unbelievable bicep shot.